What's up, world? It's your boy Black Moses and Nino Lavish back again with another episode of Just Two G's. What's up, my guy?
What up, Mike? What's good with you?
What's up with you? What's up with you?
What's good with you?
Round of applause for everybody, and you especially, and the Two G's being
all of us, man.
back in the
all
studio again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, my guy?
Man, I'm happy to be alive, man. It's a beautiful time, baby.
It is a beautiful time. I'm happy to be
4.5
alive,
weeks till spring, baby.
Oh, my gosh. Was that March 21st?
Yeah.
March 21st. Let's do it.
I say 4.5 weeks because that's probably when the
4.5 weeks. Yeah.
60, 70.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it, man.
Yeah, I'm ready too, man. I'm not ready for it to get hot because it get brutally hot here in the Carolinas. But I love the spring and the fall time, man.
Yep.
Still wear little sweatshirts, jeans.
You
know, kick it, man.
Yeah.
You know, summertime is wife beaters and flip flops in July and August, and this joint is ridiculous.
That's it.
What's good?
Gucci slippers and boxers on the porch. McFloss Doss, man. Oh my gosh, Kanye West, man. He killing the airwaves. Wake up, Mr. West. The West.
The college dropout.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The album is fire, bro.
The album, man.
I love it. I love it.
Man. You know what I was thinking?
What's that, man?
I was thinking of that song we was laughing at on the way to the spot the other day. What's the name of that song?
What? Which one?
How it go? Beautiful naked. Butt
Oh yeah, Lisa.
I was just thinking,
Lisa loves beautiful butt naked, big titty women don't fall out of the sky no more.
You know what's crazy, bro? I was in my mind.
Yeah.
God is my witness. I was having a conversation.
I
was having a conversation. In my mind.
Right.
You and Lisa listening to that song and y'all dying laughing, bro. Like y'all really thinking it was hilarious. Bro.
It was hilarious, bro. Because we were riding and she was just like, beautiful, butt naked, big tittied women don't fall out.
Don't just fall out the sky.
She was like, interesting. Bro. And then about 2 minutes later, she's like, beautiful, big titty, butt.
Yes, she's so catchy, bro.
And then she was like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, he's right though. She's like,
bro,
there's not a lot of big titty women out here. And I was like, nah, baby. Not real ones either. Not real ones, baby. Not real ones. Yeah. So shout out to all the women with the real ones, the big naturals.
The big knockers, man. Yeah, man.
We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all.
The big mistletoes, baby.
I'm missing the button, man. I'm trying to hit a little sound effect button. I'm missing everything, bro. That's all I get.
Come on, man. He got the nuclear codes over here, man.
Anybody can make a song about big, beautiful, butt naked, big titty women. And it's a banger, bro. I love it.
Right, bro.
I love it, man.
Yeah, the album is amazing, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of what you've heard, the various flavors of Kanye.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or Ye, as he calls himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which are profound, and he's just a genius in his own right.
Whether
you like him or hate him, his mind is beautiful.
Beautiful. Like him or hate him.
Yeah, man.
The dude's a genius.
And this man is. Yo, I don't want to. Breaking news, like this dude is back with Nike. It looks like. I mean, Ye ain't no way Ye would put on a pair of Nike consistently.
Right.
Nike gloves. He got on the black Forces.
Yeah. He had them on the other day. I saw on social media.
I said, "Yo, Ye, do you know what this means?"
Yeah.
Retros of the Nike Yeezy. Everybody going crazy.
Wow.
It's pandemonium out
there. I'm still stuck on beautiful, big, titty, butt naked women.
Me too.
Yeah. I guess he know about that because Bianca, she packing.
He said it.
she packing for a little.
He said,
for a little.
I've been looking, and I
piece.
can tell you, he said it in one of the verses. And I can tell you,
I was like, dang, Bianca packing.
I can't. I ain't got it right now, man. They don't just fall out the sky.
Yeah, you gotta have a little drink before you get knocked down.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Shout out once again to all the big natural women.
Yeah.
I'm a big natural guy. I love big natural women.
Yeah.
No silicone for me. Sorry, ladies. I appreciate it.
It's pretty.
It looks
too,
good. It looks good.
It's pretty when it's done right.
Yeah.
Now, when them bad boys look like two water balloons just on it, that joint is. I'd be like, man,
two metal inflated silver dollars.
I mean, you look like a bimbo, and a dude can get his rocks off on that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing you want to walk down the street with.
Yeah, it's not no angel soft. That's for sure. No Charmin,
for sure.
That thing like the high school toilet paper back in the day.
Yeah. Straight Charmin Banarman. Now, it's some jobs I've seen that look.
There's some good stuff out there.
Man, yeah, man.
Yeah, you'd be like,
it's like,
are those?
And it's kind of like the BBLs too. It's like you see, it looked like you got 2 water balloon fights in your pants. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, come on, man.
Yeah, one of them might be deflated on his way out.
Deflated, flipped over.
Yeah, you got an uneven gluteus maximus bad. That's pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Man. Yeah, man.
Crazy,
you can't go cheap on those things, man. You can't go cheap on those plastic surgeries.
You go for the 15% discount, man. You might not get, man.
Yeah, you riding to Guadalajara and Haiti and getting them things, bro.
Bro, you sit down. It one may be flat, one may be up. You know what I'm saying?
You sitting down, get it.
Right. It's like, dang. God damn.
Start hearing that slow leak, man.
It's slow leak, but
we got to get the discount tire, fix a flat.
Right. The discount tire, 9,000 discount. Man, come on, man.
Oh man, so you good, bro? It's good to see you, man.
Super good, man. Good seeing you too, dog.
Good to see you, bro.
For real, man.
What we gonna do? Always, we going out tonight, man? What you?
I don't know what you got going on.
I got a little gig tonight, playing music tonight from 6 to 9, and then I may. I don't know what you're doing later, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get it up.
Get out here in the streets, man. Sure. Hey, man. You got a book out, bro.
I do, man. I do.
Man, you wrote a book, dude.
Yeah, man.
A digital ebook, man.
Yeah.
Called Identity Now, bro.
Paperback coming soon.
Bro, you wrote a book.
I appreciate you, bro.
Did I just tell you wrote a book?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Just
you reminded me. Yes, sir.
Bro, you're the only dude I know that I personally know.
Wow.
That wrote a book, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Sensei.
I would have think Cuz already had one, but I guess he don't. He need to write one.
He's actually working on one.
I felt that.
He was telling me. He was telling me he's working on it.
New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, he was just asking me. He's like, is there anything you think I should put in? And I was just like,
oh, that's an honor, man.
Yeah.
Tell him who your cousin is.
Yeah, Arsenio
Let's
Hall.
flex real quick.
Yeah, Arsenio Hall.
Who is it? Who?
Arsenio
Legend.
Hall.
GOAT.
Okay. Legend. Okay. Arsenio Hall.
All right, because I say that because he ain't gonna come on here and say that.
No. We
quick flex. Yeah. Pow, pow. You know what I'm saying?
Roll humble, man. Shout out to Cuz if you checking this out, man.
Yo, man. Out. Yes, bro.
We out here hustling, doing our thing, man. But
that's
joke, a great dude.
Hold on. He said a joke the other day.
Who,
I was crying, laughing. Yo, I couldn't stop laughing. He said, hold on. Let me get it right, bro. He talked about the joke where somebody wanted to be a preacher now or something.
Oh, OJ. It was
OJ.
Oh, that OJ joke.
Bro, that joke had me crying.
He said something like, man, I don't want to ruin it, cuz, man, I can't ruin. He said OJ can't preach on the 10 Commandments. He only got 9 of them.
Bro, that thing had me crying. Like, bro, I was in tears. Man, that thing had me laughing.
Had me dying, bro.
The way he put it. The way it was so masterfully presented, bro.
Yeah, he had me
I was not expecting that, man.
I wasn't either, bro.
I said, dang.
Yeah, we might have to run that overdub. We might have to run an overdub on that.
But you know what?
What's up?
If OJ started a church, I'll probably go.
What?
I'm gonna go to church. I mean, he probably got a dope band.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He probably got a bunch of fine-ass white chicks, doing the praise and worship. You know what I'm saying?
With some spiked orange juice.
Yeah, some spiked orange juice. And he gonna put it and listen. OJ being so proficient in his running back career.
Yeah.
He gonna have the gloves on, baby.
Oh man. Gloves on.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the juice, man.
What he gonna preach on?
Yo, listen.
He gonna preach with some isotone or something. Yo, man, you cold, man. I can't mess with you.
He gonna have the isotoner leather crosses on the road, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man.
And 9 commandments in the pew.
Yeah, man.
On the back wall.
Isotoner.
Oh my gosh, you crazy. Hey, man, you got a book out.
I got a book out, baby.
Identity Now, man.
Identity Now. It's about your identity, discovering your identity, the missing pieces, man. And we all need to discover the greater aspects of who we really are.
Yeah. I gotta give you a round of applause for that.
I appreciate that, bro.
Wrote a book, Identity Now, man. Identity Now. And I read that joint.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it twice.
Wow.
I read it twice.
Now,
I read it twice.
For somebody to read it twice, man, it must be, I don't think you did that as,
I read it twice.
As a courtesy friendship, man. You would have told me, but man, this book is a piece
I
of
did it
shit.
Twice because it wasn't shit. It was No. No, it was
Listen,
good.
I need the honesty, man.
No, man.
Listen. whoever reads it, whoever go gets it,
I read
and it ain't even $10. So I would encourage you. It's gonna bless your life.
I bought it on Amazon.
But and thank you for that. Thank you for contributing to my vision. I appreciate that.
Absolutely,
but you know the thing about it is that I need brutal honesty.
Yeah.
I don't even mind a little bit of cynicism.
Yeah.
All that's gonna do is not gonna tear me down and make me jump off a cliff. What it's gonna do is the type of person that I am. It's going to make me better.
Yeah. No, it was
because I'm not a master yet. I'm not a master, right? So I need, if there is any, right? If there is any criticism, even cynicism, even, man, I think you're a bum rider, you're a bum. Man, thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's all going to go for my good.
Yeah.
You know, and not because of who I am, it's because of who I serve.
Right.
But man.
I love it, man. I read it twice. Once was a shock value.
Wow.
And
why was it a shock value?
Just because you're my friend. I'm like, my friend wrote a book.
I understand.
I also call him Sensei. There's some things
that's crazy, bro. I'm still getting
Nino
used to that,
Lavish man. Is elevated in that I admire about him. So
thank you, man.
To the people out there, I call him Sensei in certain things in life. When you find mentors in places that you're not and you're learning from them and you respect them, the title of Sensei is a verb of honor. So it is an honor to learn from you in certain things in my life, and I'm blessed by it. This book is evident of that kind of work and on your road to mastery. So reading it the first time is shock value, understanding it, and then the second time, is to really just kind of dive into it and read it as an application for my life and to other people as well to share with. So I'm about to hit you with some questions about this book.
Good stuff, man.
Let's go. Identity Now, written by Mario Curry. My first notice of this book in the beginning, you start the book off with a question: can someone please tell me what I'm doing here? That's a great question. I think a lot of us ask that question about ourselves, and as we get older in our youth, we're not thinking about that as we enter teenage years, start to work our way through society, elementary, junior high, high school. Well, they didn't even do junior high, just snitching on my age, but high school, college, you're trying to find your way, even into adulthood. So you ask the question, can someone please tell me why I'm here? Did you ever ask yourself that question? Did that question come about because you asked it of yourself, and if you did, do you remember when and where you were when this question arose for yourself?
Oh, for sure, man. The Mario that you see now was not the Mario as a child. It was some aspects of me. My DNA was there, but a lot of the aspects of me as you see now were not there.
Right.
The way that this really begin to transpire in my life is I begin to find out more than almost anything else that I wasn't normal.
Okay.
I didn't think normal.
Right.
I didn't process things normal. The way that I responded to people, friends, it just wasn't normal. And people, because I wasn't normal, anytime something is different, people tend to attach obscurity to it. Okay, so and with obscurity comes isolation.
Okay,
a lot of times.
Right.
And so with that, one of the things that was really pivotal for me was that my parents. I say this all the time. I had some of the best parents in the world, man.
Right.
And they were interesting. They broke up before I was born.
Right.
Or excuse me, they broke up when I was younger.
Okay.
Baby. But they really began to emphasize to me that it was part of their job, part of mine, that you were put here for a specific purpose. I can remember quotes my mother gave me, things my father told me at a young age, man, when I felt like, growing up in the projects, watching my mother be on welfare. I remember distinctly, man, some days where I would have this feeling, and I remember one day. I remember several days, but one day specifically, it was a Sunday. I was a young boy. I was about, I don't know, 10, 11. I was riding my bike, and we were on this dirt road. I had some friends. We would go all the way out to these parks and these dirt roads.
Okay.
And I remember I didn't go to church that day.
Right.
And I remember riding on my bike, and I said, and this feeling came over me while I was riding my bike. I thought about my mother being at home, and this feeling of sadness came over me, and I heard this question arise and say, there's more to life than this.
Wow.
I wasn't even 13 yet.
Wow.
There's more to life than this, and I felt this deep longing to know.
Okay.
And somehow I knew that I had been put on this earth for a great task.
Wow.
I discovered later that it's not just one great task, but there's other tasks that you've been purposed to do. We all have.
Right.
And that in order for me to do this great task that I felt in my heart, along with these other tasks that I've been purposed to touch the world with,
right,
I would have to first answer the prerequisite of my identity.
Wow.
My truest identity. Now, that doesn't mean that I am perfected in my identity or
Right.
that I have conquered the fullness of my identity,
Mm-hmm.
but I should have an understanding with some clarity of why I am here.
So-
And let me help you with give a little context to it in reference to how it can come out.
Okay.
You can be sometimes
Excuse
you can. It starts with just small defining moments like, hey, you know what? I like cooking, but I'm not purposed to be a chef.
Gotcha.
That's something of interest. That's something of, and just to bring it, just to reel it into the present real quick, and then I'll go back to your question. Everybody asks me, man, why don't you start a blog on sneakers? Why don't you start a bit? I have no desire.
Right.
It's no type of hunger or thirst. I just have an interest in sneakers and fashion. I just, it's fun for me. But I can see myself doing some type of fashion consultant type thing or whatever.
Right.
But nothing like just I'm driven by this.
Right.
Not on no Kanye West Pharrell type level.
Right.
On no Virgil type level.
I'm following you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like those defining moments all of us have, but we let them slip because society has told us that a lot of those things are not important.
Mm.
And we have to go back into the process through our childhood and begin to pay attention and write down things. And sometimes you have to ask family members questions.
Right.
What was I interested in? What was I, like, why did I like the color green? Or
Right.
or what attracted me to different entertainers or artists or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So you're actually hitting on some points I was gonna ask later on down the road. But so basically, if I'm getting this right, you were just out riding your dirt bike, just had this epiphany that you were gonna do bigger and greater things in your life.
Yeah, and it started with desire.
Right.
A lot of times, purpose or identity starts with desire.
Right. So in that moment, it's one of the moments, but that's your first encounter. Like, hey, my life is gonna be a little different.
Yeah, because but the stemming point came out of the pain of being ostracized, and isolated.
Yes, which I read in the book, but I'm just kind of setting it up. I want to set it up to just that first point. Did this question arise before all that, or was it in the midst of that, or in the beginning of that?
No, the birthing place that gave place, I believe,
to that thought.
To that thought was the pain.
Okay.
The isolation.
All right, so that's good. And we would say, like, what age do you think you were at about that time?
Oh, 6, man.
Okay.
6, 7. I remember those, and I remember distinctly my mother and my grandmother being very trying to pad me in a way.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To my dad, I was his son.
Right.
So I was in aspects, and you got to remember too, my father had just lost about a decade ago. My father had not even a decade ago. He had just lost 3 boys.
Okay. All right.
So as I understand it, at that age, 6, 7, and as far as I could remember me being a child, my father would pick me up. We would go to the barbershop on Saturdays, and you could feel I was his pride and joy because he had just lost 3 boys.
Yeah. So that's a beautiful moment at that age. I believe that a lot of us remember that 5 and 6 era.
It was bittersweet.
Some people can remember before then, but I think 5 and 6 is a good area where I think we as children start to really kind of hone in on certain conversations, like you said, this moment. So I don't want to skip over that, but your father lost 3 sons in a fire. So I know people are probably like, hey, how did he lose 3 sons? So you lost 3 siblings in a fire. Here comes Mario, 5 or 6 years old, dealing with some things, but also the pride and joy of his father.
And my mom, too.
And the mom
and
grandma.
Because my grandmother lived with me.
Right.
So
that's cool. So I want to set that up there. I don't want to go too far ahead because as I kept on reading, I came up to this one too, which I loved. You had a lot of great points, so we're just going to keep going with it. Things happen in our lives, especially in our childhood. That's why I was trying to slow you down a little bit. Things happen in our lives, especially in our childhood, that are indicators of who we are not. Many people can relate to this. However, you brought up a great point. We must be willing to search to come into a new paradigm of process and heightened level of understanding.
Yeah.
How do we begin to soul search, and what does that look like for us? Like you're saying, we have to come into this whole different paradigm of thought. And things that has happened to us in our childhood, we have to be able to get past that and begin soul searching. What does that look like for a person? What did that look like for you? And what do you think, why do you think some people give up on the journey of searching for their identity?
Well, for me, the reference is, it is there's a scripture that says it is the duty of kings to search out a matter.
Okay.
I want to staple that on a wall if I could just put a sticky there, right? But most times when pain proceeds in our lives as children, we have mechanisms in place that we a lot of times don't even realize or know about. To shroud or hide or cover that pain.
Okay.
But those pains, man, the way we're made is profound.
Yeah, I agree.
The pain, if you begin to go back, and you may need assistance with it. You may need, your spouse or a significant other, friend, whatever, to hold your hand and walk you through it. But if you begin to go back and unshroud that thing, and look at it and embrace the pain, you'll begin to see beautiful things out of that pain and rejection.
Wow.
But the part is getting past the fear of revisiting that. Yes.
That's huge.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
What did that look like for you?
It came in stages. Thank God for my parents, reinstilling in me who they, at the level of their understanding at the time, knew who I was, and begin to speak into my life about who I was, which helped me to combat me starting to hear who I was not by different people.
Right.
And you got to realize shout out to all the people in the world. Sometimes people have the best intentions, but say things to you and about you that's just simply not true out of fear.
Yeah.
When you're different, when you stand out, when things look
out of the norm
for people, them, they demonize you.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So when that begins to sprout up, you have to know the first thing I'm going to get is society's going to tell me who I am not.
That's right.
Now, in that, you'll hear slight echoes of who you are.
That's nice. I like that. Uh-huh.
So my mother used to tell me when I was a kid, I used to hear my mother tell me, and it used to be in passing, but I can still hear her voice saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, your voice is so loud. Your voice carries. You're going to be a public speaker one day.
Right, right.
But she was prophesying it.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't know. She didn't like. But those are the echoes or the faint sounds that we hear in the midst of society telling us who we're not.
That's beautiful, man.
You're not an NBA player. You got good handles, but you're never going to the NBA.
Right.
You're this and you're that, but you're never going to do this. You're never going to. So they're telling us who you're not. But you have to be able to and be willing to, more importantly, filter through those moments and really go back and comb through those moments so that you can hear the faint echoes that begins to shape and form who you are.
Wow, that's a beautiful thing, man.
It is,
man. I'm so proud of you, man.
Thank you, man.
I love how you worded that. It's if I can even break it down further, in the storm, in the tornado, in the chaos, you're looking for that little still soft place.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're this.
Yeah.
You're gonna be that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be that.
Yep.
And all the chaos, those are those echoes and whispers. But we get so caught up in the greatness of the storm and the pain and the trial because it looks so insurmountable. But it's that one little ray of light.
Yeah.
From that flashlight in the darkest room over there, way in the corner.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, you can do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be great.
And it has to start with a willingness. You may have a struggle to, man, my childhood was painful. But just a willingness to, the desire, the will to go back and revisit can have a profound impact on your future. And it holds the key to your future, man.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Yes, I agree. I think this is why I one of the reasons I read this book twice is because I think everybody struggles with identity.
Yup.
As children, as teenagers, as early 20s, midlife, even the elderly. Some people go through their whole life not knowing who they are.
For sure.
So this Identity Now book and topic and subject that you are on is generational. Kind of like I talk about Bob Marley's music, and it's a spiritual journey too, because this is a topic that will always be a continuous topic, and it will go, and what you have written and have started to work in will outlive you and your grandchildren, man.
Yes,
I think
sir.
this is a beautiful thing that you've started to take on.
Thank you.
You said great destiny doesn't always come from a lily white childhood, wonderful parents, and picket fence reflections. More often crafted in adverse conflict, tragedy, heartbreak, and disappointment. I read that. I was like, man, crafted.
Oh, yeah.
We are crafted in the ugliness of some of the worst inhumane battles in our life. So when I saw the word crafted, and you wrote that in the book,
for sure,
that hit me. It was just like, I never thought about me being put together and hidden in the ugliness of my life personally.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought how you worded that, it really stuck out to me. I underlined it like 5 or 6 times because we think that we have to have the perfect world that society gives us and labels to us. And it's great to have two parents, have a functioning household, and have an income that you're not lacking. And greatness does come out of those homes too. But so often we believe that we have to have that in order for us to find greatness in our life.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say, in a way, the bigger the stress, the bigger the bless, if we can pull through the mess?
For sure. There's a scripture in Jeremiah where a story is being told, and the story. I'm paraphrasing the story. I'm gonna go through it real quick. It talks about going down to the potter's house.
Okay.
And the potter began to make pottery.
Yeah.
And how the pottery was marred and it was clayed and it was unformed. And the standout passage to me is, he made it again another, as it pleased the potter to remake.
Wow.
See, a lot of times, man, society in many aspects has lied to us about the things that we need to be successful, right? And they've mingled it with some aspects of truth, but the composite of a lot of what society gives to us is just not true, man.
Okay. We
begin the defining moments of our greatness through the hardest times of adversity.
Wow.
And what happens is that if we allow those adverse times to shape us and give us a new perspective as to what could be, there's profound realities that we can explore profound realities of what could be in our personal life. Like we have to begin to, the things that we run from are the things that we need the most to make us. People that are the most broken have the most profound aspect of their lives being given so that we can eat from. Comedians.
Yes.
Some of the most tragic that, are some of the most funniest.
Yes. That's true. The funniest
Actors,
jokes are the most truthful jokes.
Yeah. Tragedies, trials.
Right.
People doing things and coming out of it, surviving. But we all have aspects of these things.
Right.
But a lot of times the world is highlighted on those that have become maybe celebrities or musicians or comedians or whatever.
Right.
But we all have an opportunity to seize that through the trials and the tragedies of our life, to be great and to find those identifying moments for us that we can really begin to see who we really are.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's good. And you're right. Yeah, I love it. Definitely. I just read it, I read this book in my quiet time, and it's just, it's a powerful,
thank you, man,
uppercut, a quick jab to your face.
Yeah.
As much as I wanted it to continue to go,
thanks, man.
in that short amount of literature, I had a lot to think about. And I think, go ahead.
No, well, there's a strategy in that. And the strategy was partially.
Right.
People don't know me.
Yeah.
Yet. But people don't know me.
Right.
Right. So what I'm going to do is to the apex of my evolution at this point, I'm going to give them a dose of what they're going to want more of.
Right.
So that's going to kind of put me on the map. Even you saying this.
Yeah.
It kind of intrigues people. Man, why to be able to write something that people will want more of.
Yeah.
That was part of the goal. That was part of the.
No, it's excellent.
Yeah, that was part of the goal.
It's excellent. I was getting a little ahead of myself, but when I finished it, I told you personally, I was like, man, I was low key upset.
Yeah,
and I'm joking. I'm being funny because it was just like I was so engulfed into reading and analyzing myself as I'm reading this.
Wow.
Because personally, I deal with a lot of, and if we're all being honest, self-identity is a huge topic, and we're constantly working on self and trying to improve self. So I'm definitely on that journey and even being more confident. I know people look at us like, oh man, they're doing a podcast. These guys got it all together. And it's not the case. We're working to better ourselves and be stronger. So, and a lot of things I think that I personally think I deal with, I have to go back and revisit those things. So I found myself in my quiet time reading your book, but also, writing things down like, hey, I'm going to go back in my quiet time and just kind of look for those whispers in the storms that I was in and see what I can find and what I hear, so what you wrote is very powerful. And another thing you wrote that I thought was,
I just want to highlight on something real quick.
Go ahead.
I believe we're living in the most prolific time where we are facing a unprecedented identity crisis.
Yeah, I agree.
People, there are many aspects of who we are, and a blanket mindset or a thought of what society has told us and all of these things where people are just trying to find a way to fit in, man.
No, I agree with that.
They're just there is darkness that's giving people identities that has nothing to do with them.
Nothing at all.
But they embrace it.
Yep.
Because they're void of identity, quite frankly.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, man.
I totally agree with that.
And it saddens my heart. This is a huge burden. This is a profound burden in my heart, man. And this is a part of me giving back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate you giving back.
Yeah, in this aspect, because whoever you think that you're purposed to be, there is more to find and discover. Yeah. And as you dig, I promise you will find out who you are not.
Yeah.
Way before you find out who you are or who you think you are. Now that's going to aggravate some people.
You cooking now.
That's going to aggravate some people because some people are going to gravitate towards what they think is them.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's a falsehood of a caricature of themselves that's not really real.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Which brings me into the next thing you brought up and I thought was cool. Selective isolation. I will never truly identify who I am without selective isolation.
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain why this is important and what this looks like? Is knowing your identity important before a couple gets married?
Woo!
So hit me with that. What does self-isolation look like? And explain why this is important.
Self-isolation is a huge proponent of self-growth and personal evolution. Because if you never spend time alone with yourself for extended periods of time, however that looks in the grand scheme or frame of your world, you will never fully be able to identify with the real you.
Wow.
You're always getting even down to microcosms of what you should be, of what I want you to be, of what society tells you should be, of what you're good at. Oh, you're good at this, so why don't you be this? You're always getting that through information and other people's energy.
Wow.
Okay? So there has to be deliberate times where you set boundaries, where you say, hey, you know what? I'm cutting off myself from the world, and I'm going to dive in deeper into another level of a discovery of me.
Wow.
And you got to begin to write those things down or use voice memo or whatever. and begin to pay attention to those things, right? Because what you're doing when you're recording and having those times is you're painting a beautiful picture. There's artistry being done by your hand, your hand. That is beautiful and masterful. And when it's done and it's complete and you've done the work, you're going to present it to the world in your way of giving back. That's what identity does. Your specific identity will give back to the world in such a profound way, unlike anybody else. Nobody could do it like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to answer your question, should people
should couples go into a marriage knowing is knowing your identity important before a couple gets married?
I believe so in this regard.
Okay.
You need to at least be on the path, or both people need to be on the path of finding out who they really are.
Okay.
In its truest, rawest form. Because if you don't, there's a lot of things that's going to come up to challenge your journey of you discovering who you are. And a lot of people are afraid. A lot of times people are afraid and apprehensive about connecting with a person as they evolve and become the real them.
Yeah.
They want a caricature of that person.
Right.
They want the party person.
Right.
They want the wild Vegas. Woo!
Right.
But when that person begins to say, man, I'm not going out no more. I'm not drinking, man.
Right.
I'm reading Stoic material.
Yeah.
I'm studying this and doing that, man. What kind of person, man? Are you born?
Right.
We immediately say we're boring.
Right.
And it goes back to us reflecting on what I said 2 weeks ago. We are intoxicated with entertainment and being entertained. So what society has done is they've shoved the drug of be entertained, self-entertainment, self-entertainment, self-satisfaction, satisfy yourself. This all you need in substitute for your identity.
Wow.
And they sitting back laughing, joking, pointing at you. Look at this dummy.
Yeah, just burying yourself in all their mess.
And you know why? Because they want control.
They want control. And to keep you from being the authentic you.
If you got a bunch of people
shifting the world.
Think about it. If a third of the world tomorrow begins to come into their truest identity, we would flip the world upside down, man.
Yeah, you're right.
And now your plot for control, you have a less grip on your plot for control.
Yeah, you're right. And you made the comment too, out of billions of sperm, as I like to say, made it and won the race.
Yeah, you made it. Yeah, you made it to the top.
Was able to be birthed onto this planet and do things.
Yeah. Everybody born is profoundly powerful.
To be great.
Profoundly powerful. And yes, the potential of greatness is imminent.
Yeah.
It's actually imminent.
I love what you said.
Society has told you, well, you're regular.
Yes, because we can't have a bunch of greatness on the planet.
Yeah.
And society is good at that. And I think society, us being in our humanity, us carrying on traditions and generational hiccups that we push on to the next generation to continue to bury us and burden us with certain anchors that we can't shake.
For sure.
And some break through, like you said, which is why we're doing this identity talk, to break these anchors and get into the real you.
I'd say everybody is born with an infinity stone. Everybody's familiar with Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? Your infinity stone is your identity.
Wow.
It is your superpower. No one has the stone exactly like you to do what you do to impact your called sphere of influence.
Beautiful.
Play that back.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Well said. I love it. Get your infinity stone.
Yeah.
It's like that Mario coin out there in the world on the hidden board, the hidden tunnel. Get that coin. You gave the example of the author. And when we say author, like a writer, of books and novels. You gave the example of the author, the great writer, having his or slash her writing dreams stolen by tragic circumstances. In other words, it's like, hey, I want to be a writer, but tragic things happen and we lose our way of being the writer. Where now the dreams are fragmented pieces of another life, and now the tragedy is the accepted life. So the dream of the author is huge in it. It's just we're locomotive down the tracks and we ready to go. And then life happens. Tragedy, circumstances, family, generational hiccups get poured upon us on our innocence. And the dream of the author is now dispersed. And the tragedy of life that was thrown on us is now the accepted life.
Yes, sir.
I think that is a very powerful statement. And I know a lot of people out here in life have not had the best of cards. You haven't. I haven't. All our decks are very different. Some not so heavy, some very, very heavy. You know, I had a friend, and you know this friend. We had a real close friend of ours, and it made me think of this person. And we were super close, and you know them, and they were always reverting back to childhood trauma, relationship trauma, guy trauma. And no matter what we did with this person or did for this person, it was always going back to trauma. Our friend got sick. We took care of our friend. We helped our friend through the whole thing. We were super close. You know this friend. We were super close. But it was never good enough. And I remember hearing this person say just tragic stories of their life all the time. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be that. But my parents did this to me. I was put in this situation. It was tragic. My ex-husband did this. My other boyfriend did this, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, when I look back on it and I read this Identity Now book, I just had so much compassion for that friend, to the point where we were there for that friend, and then things didn't work out. You know the story, and a lot of people don't know, but you know, the person just totally reverted, and we became the enemy, to the point where my job and my lifestyle was impacted. Rumors were impacted. Rumors of me wanting to sleep with the person's daughter, and just horrible stuff that on my job that was written about me that I had to find out and walk into. And then another friend who's been through so many terrible things, their dreams of being a certain person torn from them in tragic situations, and they're fragmented and accepted the life and live life currently as adults of that tragedy from the past. And I just couldn't help thinking about these people. And I think about, and it made me think about even my stuff. Even though I'm through certain things, there are still fragments of pain that at certain times I have to push away. Because certain words come up, certain situations remind me of certain things. But some people, man, do not have the strength or the luxury or the will and the drive to let those things go, man. And when I read this morning, bro, I read, I reread it this morning, Mario, that compassion for those two friends and other people, even on myself, I was just like, it's okay. I just want those people to know it's okay. I still love you. We still love you. We forgive you. And it's this book, oh, man.
Yeah, it touches a lot of points.
It hits on a lot of things, man, where it just gives you compassion for others, a deeper love for others.
It does.
As much as I ate a shit sandwich, and I'm not saying we're all perfect in any situation,
we're not.
But it's just like, it's okay. It's okay. I want the people to know it's okay and you can do it.
You can do it. That's the
You can do it.
Yeah, that's the key, man.
And so with that being said, what are the signs? What are the dangers, the signs, and the outcomes of living or knowing your alternate life instead of your purpose life? What are the dangers for us if we can't break through, man? What are the signs that we're looking? How do we get people to see? What advice would you get to let people know they're living their altered life and not their purpose life?
The first thing is that is the biggest tragedy, is that you never get to celebrate the real you.
Wow.
You never get to look yourself in the mirror and give your own self a toast. And say, you did it.
Wow.
It was tough, through the tears, through midnight hours crying,
right,
through the battles,
right,
through the unfair treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You plowed through it all. I know I keep referencing scripture.
Yeah, it's okay.
There's a scripture that says, if any man go to war, if a king go to war, he must first count up the cost to see if he have sufficient enough for it, lest men mock him and say, this king went to war and did not have enough or prepare himself enough to finish it. And I'm paraphrasing. Right. So you have to, and you talked about, you alluded to some things in reference to not getting to the place of finding your identity, or what's the aftermath of, or the result of not getting to your identity.
Right.
A lot of times, man, you have to, when dreams are fragmented or broken, and we all have them.
Yeah. When
they're fragmented or broken, you have to, and this is why, I purposely didn't put any direction or pointing to therapy in the book.
Yes.
Because that's for a person to choose, right?
Right.
All of these things are, there are some things that I don't believe in overbearing manipulative suggestions.
Okay.
Right? But I do believe that therapy is important.
Okay.
Right? So with that being said, a lot of things, especially with the identity thing and broken dreams,
yeah,
you have to consider yourself and say, do I want to give enough of myself or all of myself for the war of this thing to get that back?
Wow.
And most people don't.
Wow, bro.
Most people don't. They say, you know what? When I was a kid, when I was younger, when I was 35, my hair wasn't as gray, my feet wasn't as cramped up. And
right.
I might as well give it to somebody else. I might as well praise somebody else.
Right.
But the fact, and I want you to remember this, the fact that you are breathing is an indicator that it's not too late.
Wow.
Where we shorten our lives and where we prematurely fall to the wayside is when we decide in our hearts and in our minds to quit. That's when we just become a person.
Wow.
That's when people make up things at our funeral. Just to be nice.
Whew, man.
That's the price you pay. You're going to pay a price.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Okay. You're going in life, there's prices to be paid. What price do you want to pay? Do you want to pay the price to just, oh, that was Jim, and in 3 weeks be forgotten? Or do you want to be the Jim that pissed a lot of people off because they begin to get back up and pursue their purpose, but will never be forgotten?
Yeah. What do you say? This popped in my head. What do you say to people like the Jims that say, you know what, I'm just ready to get out of here. Life isn't going the way I want it to go. Nobody really cares about me. No love. I'm invisible. I'm waiting on Jesus to just take me. How do you feel about that? What do you say to people like that? Or how do you feel about that personally?
I've been there.
Okay.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've had seasons in my life where I've quit.
Right.
I didn't quit on the overall scale.
Yeah.
I thought I did.
Right.
But I quit in reference to See, all of these things that we face are mirages to see how bad we really want it.
Wow.
They don't seem like mirages.
Right.
Right?
Right. They
seem real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they're all testers to see how ferocious and how much of a silverback will we become to rip that shit down.
Yes. I love it.
And if I ain't going, in the words of 50 Cent, if I ain't gonna get rich, I'm gonna die trying.
Yep. And I one of the things that I enjoy, and my friends know, I can't let you roll down like that. You don't let me go down like that.
Yeah.
And I tell people when I have friends like that, we have a close friend that talks like that, and I'm like, you can't come around me like that.
No, because that's
that's
actually poisoning. No, that's as much as you love them. Yeah. It's kind of like a contagion.
Yeah.
Like listen, man. If COVID-38 dropped today,
right?
God forbid if one of your relatives got it and they in a plastic bubble,
right? You
better control your emotion. I need to say, oh God.
Yeah.
You bust in there if you want.
Yeah.
You gonna die now.
And it's crazy because I tell people, I'm like, or I tell my friends, I'm like, no, you can't come around here with that negativity.
Yeah.
No, things got to change. You can't give up. No, because I'm doing you a disservice, bro. We don't get down like that. You don't let me get down like that.
Nah, hell no.
Bro, sometimes you talk to me like I'm your damn child.
Yeah, because I'm willing to risk. And see, the thing is, I understand this now better in my mature age.
Yeah.
What people misunderstand about me is that they think I'm just an asshole who just says things bro. I'm willing to risk
a
temporary moment in our friendship for you to get the damn point.
Yeah. And what I learned about that,
because there is bro. And I'm gonna just use you as a guinea pig right quick.
Yeah, go ahead,
bro. And this is just a gift that God has blessed me with. Everybody has different gifts.
Right.
I see so much profound potential in you.
Right.
That sometimes I wish I could reach in and rip it out.
I appreciate that.
And shake it in your face.
Right. You know
what I'm saying? And that's what, if I love you, I'm going to feel that way about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want us all to be great.
Yeah.
We all got to be great, man.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And you don't have many of those moments. You don't have many of those moments. But I'm saying that, and we all need that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, man, bump it, man. I don't give a damn. You know what, man? People can kiss my ass. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like this mindset because of those are indicators that we're just fatigued, guys.
Yeah, man.
We're fatigued.
Yeah.
And we need to rest.
Yeah.
Society says, get up and go, get up and go, get up and go, get up and go, go, up and at him, up and at him, up and at him, up and at him, up and at him. And you got to say, I need a breather.
Yeah.
I need a 20-second timeout.
Yeah.
That's those indicators. Yeah. I want to quit. Oh man, bump it, man. I'm gonna go in here and kill everybody. That's an outside emotion that's identifying with you being fatigued.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Recognizing that fatigue, and it's okay to take a break.
It is, man. You need them.
Yeah. And I love how you push greatness on me too, because I notice what happens is it's infectious. So when I'm interacting with people, what it does do is it makes me push other people and speak into them.
Yeah.
And I'm in the season right now where a couple people are receiving that. And I haven't told you about that. We'll have to talk about that later. But the blessings are coming to them. But I also know when I'm speaking to people in that kind of mindset and that confidence, it pushes people away.
Oh, yeah, bro.
People are like, oh, no, I ain't ready for that.
Oh,
this dude is on a whole, he talking crazy. And I'm wait a minute, bro. I'm trying. This is a benefit to you. Yeah. But I noticed, like you said, do they have what it takes to war to bring out the best in them?
Well, when you cast your pearls before swine, they'll turn and rend you, man.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that that's a permanent state for that person.
Right.
Everybody that's breathing has the potential of turnaround.
Yeah.
Right? But at the moment, they not ready to go through that.
No, and they're not. And sometimes I use that as a benefit, which I've learned like this week, speaking in that authority.
Yeah, man.
It pushes certain people away. And I've done that intentionally, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. Certain women want a certain mild type of man.
Yeah.
They don't want an authoritative, powerful. They say they do in interviews and on podcasts, but a lot of times when this big conversation about emotional intelligence, if you get an emotionally intelligent man, 98% of the BS drama,
right?
If you come with it, he gonna tell you exit stage left.
Yeah.
Sweep your car out and come back and talk to me.
Yeah.
So, and people are just not ready, man.
No, they're not. Because I know when I deal with a lot of a certain establishment every day, I deal with certain type of bravado and men. Machismo, as they say in Spanish. I believe that's correct. Machismo. And I feel it's on a fraudulent level. When I speak in my authority and my confidence, they cower away.
Oh,
because it's almost like I'm like, man, I don't have time for. Basically, in my verbiage to them, they're like, oh, he don't want to. He ain't trying to hear all this.
Yeah,
and I love that, and that comes from us just dialoguing, conversating. You showing me certain things, me picking up certain things off of you, and it's crumbs off the table.
Yeah,
and I love that.
Yeah,
you say as our identity unfolds, there are times you have to draw a line in the sand of who you are versus who your past has told you are.
Yep.
I think that's beautiful.
Yep.
You have to draw a line in the sand of who you are versus who your past has told you are.
Forgetting those things which are behind.
Can you explain this statement and the purpose of drawing the line to the listener? Why do we draw a line?
Well, drawing a line is establishing boundaries. Okay. And on the quest, on the journey to, as you begin to unpack your identity.
Okay.
And it begins to unfold.
Right.
There are things, mistakes, situations, life, seasons that we go into and come out of that are just simply shells or aspects of us coming into our being.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to shed those things.
Okay.
We have to draw a line and identify with the fact that those seasons, those points in my life, that season in my life where I did this and did, those are aspects of me coming into the evolution of who I really am as I've learned to identify with who I am. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I think that's great. Yeah. You said no matter how great or dysfunctional our families are, we were born in these families for a specific reason.
Yep.
No matter how great or dysfunctional our families are, we were born in these families for a specific reason.
Yeah.
In order for us to truly identify and embrace our identity, we must revisit our family and childhood.
Oh, yeah.
There are people with treacherous families and worse childhoods. What would you say to someone in these scenarios to help them make the first step to true identity? Because going back to some is like climbing Mount Everest.
I think the first approach is to develop in one's life an attitude of gratitude. Okay. And I say that off the basis of gratitude is a quintessential aspect of growth and higher level development. Okay. Also off the premise and principle of identifying with those things that happen, those tragedies that happen, and understanding the process, the pain, and all of that. Gratitude helps you to realize that it could have been 10 times worse.
Say that again.
Gratitude helps you to realize. Developing an attitude of gratitude helps you realize that it could have been 10 times worse.
Wow. Man,
Yeah. There are moments, there are times.
Yeah.
I don't really care what people think. This is a side of me that I love.
Right.
Sometimes I go on the porch and I just tell God how grateful I am, and I just weep. Say, God, I'm so thankful for every trial, every test, every battle, things I don't understand to this day.
Right.
God, I thank you for giving me pieces of understanding why my father died the way he did, why my mother died the way she did, why my sister passed, why my niece was tragically killed, why did my brother pass? That's the only family that I had at the time. Why did my brother? God, I am grateful, and then I do it to the Lord. And then I say, I'm so grateful. Thank you for the tree. Everything that's around me in the moment of my now. I become thankful for, and I become, and I purposely submerge myself in the moment, in my moment of gratitude.
You're cooking.
So that, see, because when I do that, I get a new pair of frames on how life begins to. How I begin to see life.
Right.
And see, when I do that, that is contagious also.
Yes.
So I don't even have to say anything, but when I wear the light of gratitude, right? The many colors of gratitude, when I do that, people pick up on it. And they wonder, man, I feel so positive and upbeat. Whoa.
Yeah.
Man, it's a like, you know what I mean? And I purposely do that.
Yeah.
Because life could be much worse than what it is.
Yes, you're right.
And of course, I haven't. I'm not where I want to be. I mean, those statements.
Right.
I'm not where I want to be, but I ain't where I used to be. Yeah. We need to stop and selah in that moment. Like really ponder and look upon that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And really, man, but this is where I am, and I embrace this. I embrace these times. My kids are healthy. Everybody said, this moment I'm grateful for.
Yes.
I'm breathing. I'm alive.
Right.
Look at the trees. There's no leaves on the trees. How beautiful. To be able to submerge yourself in gratitude helps you to find the beauty in every season and aspect of your life.
Ooh, man, I gotta give you a round of applause for that. I gotta give this guy a round of applause for that. Wow, yeah, wow. Yeah. That was a very challenging question, I felt, and you answered that with grace. It reminded me of a moment when you were talking about that on my way somewhere, and I was just, like you said, I'm just driving in the car and everything's off. I intentionally turn everything off, and I'm just talking to God. I'm just
moments of gratitude, yeah, man.
Just thank you. And as I kept saying thank you bro, I just started weeping in the car, bro. Just weeping.
Gratitude,
and I'm
man.
just like.
Yeah. And young men and young girls need to see strong men healthily cry.
Yeah, I agree with that.
In healthy ways.
Yes.
They need to see that.
Yeah.
That is it. That is pivotal and a powerful aspect of being a man. If a man can't cry, he may still be strong, but other people around him, it will impact them profoundly. And to me, that's the most powerfulest person in the universe.
Wow.
A guy that can cry and still be mature in his manhood and on his square and still defend his castle.
Yeah, still slay him. Yeah. Still slay him out.
Yeah. And you know what? That's such a liberating thought. I don't give a damn what nobody thinks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true.
Because when you experience freedom, you lose the mindset or the thought process of really giving a damn how people view you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say something to those two close friends that I have, and I don't even know if they listen. I don't care. I'm not going to say their names, but these two ladies, based off of what you just shared with me, you two ladies have survived a lot. And based off what Nino just said, it could have been 10 to 20 to 30 times worse.
Yeah,
I know your stories and your pain, and it's tragic. Yeah. But it could have been 10 to 20 times worse.
Yeah.
The gratitude, if you were able to find just the gratitude in the storm, like Mario said, that quiet whisper, that thank you in the storm, and keep repeating those and grabbing those, you ladies will be all right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that to you. I just wanted to say that to you.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
I want to say to you, Mario, that I'm just proud of you, man. I know I tell you all the time, man. I'm calling you by your book name. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, bro.
But
no.
It's Identity Now by Mario Curry. You mentioned to me, well, I'm just going to read what I wrote. Your speech from childhood, the impediments to your current adulthood is exquisite, Mar. Your impediments from childhood with your speech are exquisite now, Mar.
I appreciate that, man.
Me and you had a conversation last night on the phone.
Choked up, bro.
Yeah, man, it's a choke. It's exquisite, bro. Yeah. I told you yesterday, we just talked about this yesterday, that your verbiage and how you word things to me when I hear you flow, you would never know. And you told me I'm on my journey to mastery in speech and in writing. I'm telling you, my friend, my sensei, that it is exquisite to me when I hear you, and especially in my quiet time of reading Identity Now. Your drive has completely conquered that which was in your youth to be a challenge. 5 declarations that Mario Curry had wrote in the finality of the Identity Now that everybody should repeat, write down in a notebook, front and back, fill all the lines up. The first one he wrote was, and we'll let him tag on to each one as I call them off. The first of 5 declarations, I think I've even been told 2 or 3 of them in our personal time that I had to write. The first one Mr. Curry wrote was, I was born to be great. Would you mind to tag along anything with that, sir?
You got to say it with determination, and you got to be a shark in pursuing that.
Second, I am successful. You want to tag along on that?
It first begins with me saying it, and as I say it, I believe it.
The third one, I am unstoppable. Sir?
I truly am.
The fourth, I was put on this earth to do something extraordinary that no one else can do. Sir?
Don't ignore the defining moments.
And the final one, I am loved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
That's one of the most powerfulest one. That's
that's
probably the most part. When we realize that we are loved, man.
That's a soul shaker there, bro.
Yeah, because it is the tipping point.
Yeah.
For every single person born on this planet.
Yeah.
If you are not only if you're truly loved,
right,
but when you know it,
yeah,
it changes the course of your life.
Yes, it does. The 5 declarations: I was born to be great. I am successful. I am unstoppable. I was put on this earth to do something extraordinary that no one else can do. And finally, and most importantly, sealed, I am loved. This book was written by the great Mario Curry. It is Identity Now. I've read it. It's short, it's impactful, it's life-changing. The questions that I asked my friend are the things that were put on my heart in my quiet time.
Good
that
questions.
I felt that should be gone into more detail, that just came off the pages to me. As you read this book, you will have your own questions and your own search and your own journey that you will go through in this brief but powerful book. Also, within it, I think the journey will be great because it's sealed with the spiritual connotation and holy word that's on it for those that don't know the word, but it's okay because Mario wrote it for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wants everybody to win.
Yeah.
This is a very important book. I'm very proud of my friend. It's very,
Thank you, bro.
It's just amazing. I'm going to write a review about it on Amazon, but you know, when I write a review, I got to be in my quiet time because I want it to be very truthful and transparent, and I want it to be honest. And I want my review to be just as impactful as this book was to me and to the reader.
Wow.
So when you read this book, it will help you. It will get you started. It's a great starting place, but I also wanted to talk to Mario about it on here so you also have a little depth to what he's saying from himself personally. It's one thing when you read it, but when you have the author sitting here giving you a little backstory behind it, it even adds that more to it. So, man, I'm just proud of you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate that,
you
man.
killed this joint, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
I know he didn't know what we was talking about.
I didn't. This was organic, man. Yeah, I did not. That's what's up. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
for that,
man. Yeah, I really wanted to. This is my way of celebrating him. I've been thinking about this the last 2 weeks. I wanted to do it last week. It didn't work out. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Got up. It's just funny. Everything worked out to where I had my quiet time today. I was able to really marinate on this thing and write some questions down. But I really also wanted you to have something of footage that we could put out there along with what's already out there. So you can promote it, share it, do with it as you wish. A digital ebook, Identity Now, Mario Curry, just 2 G's, man. Go out and get it.
Go get it, baby.
Elevated Concepts, man. You say a lot, man. You say something, man.
Yeah,
put out there what you need to say.
Elevated
about
Concepts
book.
is being revamped right now. I got some AI infrastructure I'm putting in place, along with it just being rebranded.
Right.
I'm taking in invitations to be in schools, colleges, to speak on the book and out of the book, Identity Now. And a lot of those questions, man, I want you to keep those. I want you to type them up and frame them.
Okay.
Because I think we could do something with them, man.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go on a campus tour in the Carolinas, man, or something.
Man. Yeah.
Write it off and go from there.
Yeah,
it's Identity Now is a subsidiary under Elevated Concepts.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be in high schools. I'm gonna be in colleges, and man, we're gonna make this work, and we're gonna move the nation with this and help people to get on the journey of discovering their truest identity.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, we are just 2 G's, JUS, the number 2, the letter G, S at gmail.com. Email us, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. We're out there, man. We're trying to get this merch. We're trying to do our thing, man.
It's on the way.
It's on the way. We're trying to work it out. Trust me. Trust me. And we're trying to give you good content like Identity Now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Did I tell them that the book is on Amazon?
No, you didn't. Yeah.
It's on Amazon. If you type in Identity Now, Mario Curry, you'll see it.
Yeah.
The link will be in all of our posts. And go get the book. It ain't even $10.
It's not even $10.
It ain't even $8. Go get the book. It's gonna bless your life.
You can buy.
It's gonna encourage you.
Yep. You can buy a Starbucks and get this book that will
Yep.
change your life. Starbucks will get you high for about 5-10 minutes. Identity Now have you right for the rest of your life.
That's a fact.
So go get that. Go get that, and we'll be good. Yo, we're just 2 G's. We're out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.